Hey folks, Randy here. So 5 years ago, I posted a video on YouTube called the easiest way to price lawn mowing, also the fastest. And that video has been the most successful video on this channel. It's watched thousands of times every month. It's all lawn guys, the guys that I'm trying to help. I've been in business for 9 years. The whole goal of my channel is to pay forward the help that was given to me. So I'm glad people have been able to use that video and be benefited by it. But the information's 5 years old. As an aside, the commenters don't seem to appreciate that the video is 5 years old. Several times a month, I get notified of comments saying that I'm an idiot, don't know how to price things, what I'm saying doesn't make any sense, and please, no one follow this method. So I'm going to tell you now, I started using this method in 2016. It's currently 2025. And I still use it. And I've been in business full time the whole time. I have used this method literally thousands of times, and I do it without going to the person's property. Get quotes out to them based on the information I'm able to pull up online. Now, the great thing about having a system for quoting lawns, just put it into your CRM of choice and then send it to a customer. There are many CRMs to choose from. I wouldn't tell you which one to use. What I would say is do your own research and see what works best for you. There's different CRMs out there. They're available to all of us. We can all use them. I'm not going to say specifically which one I would use, but Jobber, you work hard for your money. Don't make getting paid hard work. Manage your business with this all-in-one CRM. Use the link in description to get access to a free trial and discounts exclusive to viewers of this channel. Jobber, quote, schedule, invoice, get paid. It's more complicated now, but the basic idea that I presented in 2020 is take the lot size of the property in square footage, multiply that by 100, that'll give you your weekly price. That was the basic idea. So at the time that I recorded that video, my service minimum was $35. A third of an acre or less was going to be a $35 cut. It could be a tenth of an acre, third of an acre, $35. Half an acre, $50. 3/4 of an acre, 75, and so on. That's still essentially what the method is, but it's slightly more complicated. As of 2025, the service minimum for my business is $50 per cut. So as my service minimums grew and I wanted to change the pricing, just that quick conversion from square footage to acreage to price just didn't work out anymore. Ended up using what's called a rate matrix in the CRM that I was using at the time. Properties at this size range will be charged this. Properties at that size range will be charged that. And so that made things a lot easier. So when I wanted to update my pricing, instead of having to try and figure out some crazy formula, I could go into the rate matrix and instead of having to change everything, I could just change the monetary value. So, instead of 0 to 11,000 square feet being 35, now it says 50. There are some limitations to using that matrix, the big one being that it was on a computer. So I've decided to update the way I price lawns. It's very easy. I actually got my sister to kind of make the bare bones of this spreadsheet. And I told her how I wanted it to be way more complicated. And she said, I don't know how to do that. And I was like, well, I don't know either. So this is kind of version 1 of how this works. And so you see I got the properties broken up into different size ranges, 0 to 11,000 square feet. And below that, I have what I call add-ons, certain features of the property that'll affect the price. So just for the sake of example, you can see it, but the add-ons are like bi-weekly, tri-weekly, monthly as requested. Is it a corner lot? Do they have a small gate? Is the customer a talker? Or do they seem like an unpleasant person? And yes, this all goes into my pricing formula. And you can add as many of these to your method as you want. It doesn't matter. So each one of these things has a value attached to them. I didn't write down what my values were, not because it's a secret, just because I didn't feel like dealing with people telling me I'm an idiot, in a couple years. It occurred to me as I was editing this video that it's really annoying that the numbers aren't in there. So I'm going to put the system I use on the screen, and feel free to screenshot it or copy it or whatever you want to do. This is what I use, and there you go. If we were to do a quote, let's just think of a random property. Let's say, like, I don't know. Let's just pick a house for sale on 648. That's a major road in my area. Okay, well, that's not what I was looking for, but we got a property that came up, 648 Hallmark Drive. I don't know anything about this property, but I click on the Zillow link. That pulls it up. Apparently, it's an apartment building. Yeah, so this is probably not going to work. Let's try that again. Let's just go with 648 Emerson Place in Severna Park. Hopefully that's somebody's house. It is. Okay. So you can see right here, if you look at the listing, that it's a 5,000 square foot lot. So if we go back to our calculator, we'll check mark, it's 5,000 square feet, so that's less than 11,000 square feet, so we'll check mark that. So that bumps the price to $50. Now let's say the guy was like, yeah, I want bi-weekly, so we would check mark that. That'll knock it up to 60. And then as we're talking to him, I realize as I'm looking at these pictures, he's got a small gate. And so that's going to check mark that. And if that's all there is to it, and he seems like a pleasant person, I would give him a quote of $65 for bi-weekly service, $65 per service. So this is the basic system that I use. I use this every single day. I use a similar system for pricing mulch. So in 2025, that's how I quote lawn mowing now. It's on a spreadsheet that I can actually keep on my phone using Google Sheets. I can type it in there, spit out the number, and I can tell the customer what it is. And if you want, I can make this spreadsheet available to you so you can use it on your own. It's, like I said, it's very simple to use. You can customize and tailor it to the way you want to do business, or, maybe you want to have like a senior discount. So in the add-ons area, you could say, senior, and if you check mark that, it subtracts, I don't know, $10 from your price or whatever. So this is Randy. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll address them, and all the people that think they know better than me will also address them. So have a good one.